This video is titled, Why Was Jesus Crucified? Jesus is the main religious figure of the Christian religion. According to legends, Jesus died from being crucified. Crucifixion is a form of torture in which a human being is fastened in some way to a vertically standing cross. This picture shows a vertically standing cross. A human being who was being crucified would be fastened to the cross as shown in this picture. Both of the legs are fastened to the vertical piece of the cross, while the arms are spread outwards along the horizontal piece of the cross. Why was Jesus crucified instead of some other form of torture? Was it because the people doing the torturing liked crucifixion? Were people crucified because it was a directive of the government? Or maybe the religious establishment had decreed that people must be crucified to meet some religious conditions. According to Happy Theory, Jesus was crucified because he really was a holy person, and crucifixion is a form of torture that is excruciatingly painful for holy people. Why would crucifixion be excruciatingly painful for holy people? Because according to Happy Theory, the body of a holy person will exhibit certain physical characteristics, and the crucifixion process is specifically designed to cause the maximum pain possible to a human being whose body exhibits those physical characteristics. Before proceeding with the explanation for why crucifixion is excruciatingly painful for a holy person, it is necessary to discuss the meaning of the word holy. The word holy can be defined as saintly or godly. What does that definition really mean, though? God can be defined as a being of supernatural powers or attributes. So a saintly, godly, or holy human being would be a human being who exhibited supernatural powers or attributes. What is a supernatural power or attribute? According to Happy Theory, the word supernatural can be defined as anything that someone does not understand or cannot explain. That would imply that something would or would not be supernatural, depending on the person who was describing the something. That would also imply that nothing is really supernatural. Anything described as supernatural or unexplainable would only be supernatural or unexplainable until someone appeared with an explanation for whatever the supernatural something was. According to legends, Jesus demonstrated various powers and attributes that other people could not explain. That would make the powers and attributes demonstrated by Jesus supernatural, because supernatural was defined as something a person could not explain. Because Jesus demonstrated supernatural powers or attributes, people said he was a holy person because he met the definition of a holy person, a human being who demonstrates unexplainable powers or attributes. According to Happy Theory, concepts found in modern science can be used to explain the powers and attributes demonstrated by Jesus. That would imply that Jesus was not really a holy human being because he does not meet the definition of a holy human being, a human being who demonstrates unexplainable powers and attributes. According to Happy Theory, that means that the word holy needs to be more accurately or more correctly defined. According to Happy Theory, a more accurate definition for the term holy would be any person who demonstrates the powers and attributes associated with having a high level of energy and who uses those powers and attributes in the service of a religion or a god. Why is it necessary to be so precise about the definition of the word holy? Because a human being can develop a high level of energy and the powers and attributes associated with a high level of energy, but they do not have to use those powers and attributes in the service of a religion or a god. The powers and attributes that are developed by a human being with a high energy level can be used by that human being in any way they choose. The reason that distinction is so important is because the following discussion about why crucifixion is excruciatingly painful for holy people applies to any human being whose body has been physically changed in the way associated with the development of a high level of energy. The body of a human being with a high energy level will exhibit certain characteristic physical changes. According to happy theory, the reason that crucifixion is excruciatingly painful to any high energy level human being is because the shoulders of a high energy level human being will assume a strongly curved shape. The person in this picture is an example of a high energy level human being who used the powers or attributes associated with a high energy level for something other than service to a religion or a god. The shoulders of this man have a strongly curved shape. According to the previous discussion, since Jesus has been described as a person with a high energy level, his shoulders would have been strongly curved, like the shoulders of the man in this picture. Why would having curved shoulders make crucifixion excruciatingly painful? This picture shows an overhead view of a vertically standing cross used for crucifixion. From this angle, it can be seen that the vertical and horizontal surfaces of the cross are flat. This picture shows a model human being placed against the cross as it would be for crucifixion. The shoulders of the model human being are mostly straight, so they lay mostly flat against the horizontal part of the cross. This picture makes it look like crucifixion could not be very painful. The model human being looks like it is laying flat on the cross, like a human being would lay flat on a bed to go to sleep. Laying flat on a bed is not painful. This picture shows the image of the high energy level human being example placed against the cross. Because the shoulders of the high energy level human being are curved, there is a large gap between the shoulders and the flat surface of the cross. The process of crucifixion requires that the human being is fastened flat to the cross. That means the shoulders in this picture should be flat against the surface of the cross. This picture shows the shoulders separated from the body. In this picture, the shoulders have been rotated backwards until they are laying flat against the cross. The arrows in the next picture emphasize the large gap between the shoulders and the head after the shoulders are rotated flat against the cross. In real life, though, the shoulders of a human being cannot be separated from the rest of their body. That means that when the curved shoulders of a high energy level person were pulled back flat against the cross, the connective tissue between the head and the shoulders would be stretched out. That is why crucifixion is excruciatingly painful for a high energy level human being. When the curved shoulders of a high energy level human being are pulled back flat against the cross, the tension that is caused by stretching the connective tissue between the head and the shoulders causes excruciating agony to the high energy level human being. According to happy theory, that is the reason why Jesus was crucified. The people who crucified Jesus knew he was a high energy level human being because of his curved shoulders, and they knew that tying those curved shoulders flat against a cross would cause excruciating agony to Jesus. According to legends, the curved shoulders of Jesus were tied flat to the cross for 3 days before he finally died. According to happy theory, the information contained in this video explains why Muslim men in Iraq are tortured by tying them to flat surfaces as shown in this picture. Muslim men are holy because of their practice of the Muslim religion. That means that the Muslim men would have curved shoulders, so tying their curved shoulders flat to a bed, as shown in this picture, would exert the same kind of excruciatingly painful physical tension between their shoulders and head as crucifixion did to the shoulders and head of Jesus. This picture compares the example high energy level human being with curved shoulders and the man being tortured by being tied to the bed. The arrows emphasize how the shoulders move from their natural, forward curving orientation to an almost completely pointing backwards orientation when they are tied to the bed for torture. According to historical records, Jewish people were involved in the crucifixion of Jesus. It is an intriguing proposition to to wonder if the Jewish people have passed down the knowledge within their culture that crucifixion is excruciatingly painful torture for holy or high energy level human beings from the time they were involved with the crucifixion of Jesus down to modern times, and that is why they train the Americans to tie holy Iraqi Muslims flat to a bed like tying Jesus flat on a cross.